If you need to get your goods and services between Zambia and South Africa, Rovert Logistics has you covered. They connect businesses, families, and friends with cross-border delivery that's affordable, personal, and reliable. Whether it's something small enough to fit in your hand or a luxury vehicle that needs to cross the border, they're with you every step of the way. Rovert Logistics, trusted to deliver. Visit rovertlogistics.co.za today for more information on their services. And tell them you heard about them on the Young Conversations podcast. They just might hook you up with a young discount. What up, guys? How you guys doing? You already know what it is. It's your boy Young. We're about to have another Young episode. You know what? Like, I need to start screening my guests, bro. I need to screen my guests. What are you doing?
What's up?
You know what? You guys are stuck with that intro, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is the PodHouse. This is your favorite room. You know what I mean?
First part of the year.
Need to screen my guests, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I've got a very unhinged.
I'm trying to keep the peace, man. You've been spreading this propaganda that I'm unhinged.
I've known you for a while.
Yeah,
bro.
but I'm changed, bro. New year, new me, bro.
For all of y'all who don't know, I'm a changed man. I got my man KRYTIC in the building. What up, bro? How you doing, bro?
What up, bro?
First of all, I'm upset, dog. So
what's up?
Take was supposed to come through with merch, bro.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to bring the merch.
Supposed to bring the merch. Take didn't bring the merch.
Sorry, man.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, but you probably saw a card at the beginning. Get the merch.
You know what I mean? So next time you see me rocking something, just know that I finally got my hands on it. Yeah. So now I can start the episode properly.
But better than the merch, I'm giving you the first conversation of this album rollout.
Come on,
better than the merch, man.
Let's jump straight into it, bro.
What better place to come to, break it down than with an MC? Like I was saying earlier on when we last met, I was like, I want to talk to people who know about what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Instead of getting on there and like the salacious stuff about insulting each other's parents and stuff. Like I'm a changed man.
Yeah. Aight.
I'm a changed man.
He's a changed man. Nah, but let's jump straight into it. But before we get to the album, bro. No. Before we get to the album.
Yeah.
KRYTIC.
What's up?
The brand has been one of the best lyricists in the country from as far back as I can remember, bro. Where would you say, for you, that thought hit your mind? Like, okay, you know what? I could actually go out there and be one of the best to do it. Because, I mean, everybody knows you now. Because you've been doing this for a minute, and the level has been consistent.
Day one, man. Like, before I even got to Lusaka.
Snap.
Yeah, I was listening to the radio and I was like, these guys aren't doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I was in the house like, I think I can do this. You know? Yeah, I was never like, man, these guys are so much better. I was like, because I was winning so many battles. Like I was used to going up against other rappers so much, like high school, all that stuff. So I was like, I can take them. You know what I mean? Never, day one, I was just like, this is what it's going to be. And it has been.
It explains a lot. It explains why you've been going. So what? So battles was like your training ground?
That was the training ground. Like I had a very freestyle background coming up because I didn't start out writing because we didn't know what writing was. Right? We had like a little tape deck arrangement and somebody had instrumentals and they'll just play the beat and whoever had a verse would go. And I didn't know about writing, so I'll just freestyle. Then I noticed I was really good at it. And it'd be, you mean this is like an added perk for a rapper if you're good at freestyling?
You discovered it by mistake, basically.
Yeah, I didn't know that was freestyle. I didn't know that's what was happening up until the time the 8 Mile movie came out. And I was like, you mean you can insult someone's mother? Let's go. You know what I mean? Like that movie really like placed battle rap in like a position. It made it a thing for us, something we had to aspire to.
Yeah, mainstream.
Whereas before it was like break dancing and things like that. That now like the in thing in hip hop culture was like battle rap, especially amongst us in like Ndola City, Kitwe City, like these small towns were like into the dancing and the battle rap stuff. And that just grew from there, man. By the time I got here, I found, oh, there's other people who do that. Ran into you.
Yeah.
You were a pretty ill freestyler.
I'm saying.
Ran into K-Star, you know, he was another ill freestyler. Ran into a bunch of cats, and
K-Star.
it just developed this culture of freestyling. They would have events where there's another event outside, which is the rappers in a circle rapping. You know what I mean? But there's someone on stage.
But we're outside in the car park.
We're outside doing our own little performance, man. It's our own fest. Yeah.
Battle fest.
Yeah, battle fest. So it was a lot. I knew out the gate that, man, you've got something and you can really do something out there. Like, especially when it comes to coming to Lusaka, it was always like, you can fit in there. There's a space for you.
So who would you say inspired early KRYTIC? Like before you found like your identity and your sound, who would you say inspired?
If I didn't say Crisis, man.
Yeah.
I'd be lying, man. Like, to see it packaged like that, to see like a CD and a tape and a cover and a media tour and the dog and shows.
The dog.
Yeah, the dog. I mean, the dog happened. We can't ignore the dog.
For all of y'all who don't know, like, yo, man.
Can't ignore the dog.
Like,
what was the dog's name? Cyrex? Cypress?
It had a name.
It had a name, yeah. I know that because it tried to eat chameleon alive one time. But the dog, yeah. Cyrus? I can't remember.
You know, I remember I was back home in SA. So I'm trying to, you know, because now I'm getting introduced to like the hip hop scene in Zambia. I'm trying to show the boys what's going on, bro. And
Yeah.
I think it was an award show or something, bro. And he went on stage and the dog was like right behind him.
And like the guys who were supposed to come and like take you off after your time is
They
done.
were scared to
they
get
were
on
like,
stage.
how do we figure this out, man? Do we need the vet here? Like, how are we gonna do this?
I wish I saw that for myself because it sounds
Yeah,
epic.
I mean, there's so many, and that's the beauty of Zambian hip hop. People view it as this like disorganized movement, but it's been such. I mean, you've peeped like the part of it that you got to peep.
Yeah.
It's been this beautiful like tapestry of these kids' lives and these kids who decided to like dedicate their lives to hip hop and like tell their stories through hip hop. You know, so it's always been a beautiful thing to me. I think it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever been part of. Just out the gate, like if knock on wood, God forbid, I drop dead today, I'm happy I was part of Z hip hop.
It was a beautiful movement.
Man, it's still beautiful.
I said it was, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, still
I get to watch like 76 Drums, Triple M, all these new guys. And for me, as a fan of the culture, I'm like, man, this stuff never dies. It's
beautiful to watch.
Beautiful to watch, man.
Yeah.
It almost makes you want to like step away from it and like, can I just watch? You know what I mean? Because it's hard to appreciate it as someone who's participating in it.
Yeah.
You know, you always have a like, I could have taken your head off. But if you watch it, like I had a 3-year stint where I wasn't rapping when I was doing radio. And I remember really appreciating people. That's around the time that like I really got a genuine appreciation for Zone Fair. Because we were playing it in hindsight and I was like, man, I always viewed these guys as competition. But I never got to just appreciate the stuff they were doing.
I still don't. And you know what? Take is one of like the most. Like you get a lot of things done, but the idea of you being responsible for like other adults, like for the life of me, like I could not fathom like Tik is a DJ. Oh, word, wait, and then they tell me where I'm like, wait, what? So like he's in charge of like other grown human beings around him, and he talks to people.
They didn't read the news, bro. Even I was spooked. I was like, you guys are bugging. Me reading the news.
I can't see it, bro. I can't see it. So now tell us about. So when I talk to creatives, the even the previous episodes, I'm sure like everybody knows the main like common denominator, like whatever country any of the creatives are from, there's always a conversation with the parents because of them venturing into the arts. Yeah. So did you ever have like?
It's Hungry Lion Zambia. I mean, that was just, I believe that was more about the era. And now that I'm older, I realize it was just them being concerned about how we were going to make our bread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like they looked at it and they're like, what do you mean you guys are rapping? What do you mean? I have to buy your food, your clothes, and everything else, and you're a rapper? Shut up. You know what I mean?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you need to get a trade or do something that can be a safety net for you. It's weird that I'm one of those people that was like abashed that I'm going to be a rapper, even beyond that, you know? And that obviously caused a little bit of a rift between the family and myself. So much so that it's only in adulthood that I'm getting to know my siblings. Because I wasn't around the house.
You know what I mean?
So it's only now as adults that, oh, damn, man. Who are you? Yeah, it's for real, the gift and the curse, where people will come in the comment section and hit you and like, nah, man, this is a trash song. It's like, do you know how many Christmases I've missed?
Yeah.
Out here, like, shucking and jiving for your ungrateful ass. You know what I mean? Like, do you know? Like,
the sacrifice.
Yeah, like, what's gone into it? Like, even, like, I was saying, that 3-year stint when I was on radio, I got to experience such a different side of the entertainment industry. You know, I thought the entertainment industry was just like this one way. The talent meets the world. The talent meets the world.
So you got to see it from behind the curtain.
I got to see the other side. Like, yo, you can be part of this without being in the midst of it. And it was so dope because, like, radio wasn't visual. You know what I mean? I was happy just being a voice.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wonder how many people knew. But you have a distinct voice, though.
They did. I mean, Vitumbua had already happened and all that nonsense. So people who tuned in were like, oh, it's KRYTIC. You know what I mean? I guess they were a little bit surprised that I was reading the news or like doing the morning weather or something like that. But I think they always knew, yo, it's KRYTIC.
I can't see it, bro. You, the news.
I mean, that's where for me I got the idea for podcast, right? Because that structure of radio and presentation was a little limited to me. I was being serious every day. It's like.
You wanted something so you can
today in the news. You know what I mean? That's not me. You've met me before. That's not who I am. That was the only restrictive part about it. But once I learned that you could create your own media and put it out as you're doing now, I'm like, oh,
that was a big part of your journey, the radio thing. Like how did that even happen? Because at the time, what was the last album you dropped before
going on radio
stint?
The first album. That was the last album. Yeah, remember I'd been trying to put out my first album for a while.
Oh yeah.
So when I finally dropped it, I was like, you know what? I'm cool. This is a good place to leave rapping alone. Yeah. Like I'm fine. I'm happy. We did the launch. We did a couple of shows. I'm like, okay, this is good. Let me leave while we're in good terms with rap.
So wait, as in you were calling it quits?
Yeah,
like you were done.
I was done. I was sick of you guys, man. I was tired. I was tired of people insulting my parents, bro. Nah, man. And I was really like, when I got that whiff of radio of like, oh, you'll be given respect here. You know what I mean? You don't have to like. I mean, there was a lot more disrespect that came later on that I learned about. But initially, it was like, oh, you don't have to fight for your position of respect here so much. It's not like in the rap world where you walk in with your ego on your shoulder and things like that. Here, you're like, cool.
You guys have it easy now. You guys have it way easy now.
You guys have never been to TS Tires, bro. I don't talk to rappers who've never been to TS Tires. You've never stood in that circle, bro. You don't know a thing about it.
I've seen people get embarrassed.
Bro,
I've seen careers
I've seen people pull out phones, man.
Bro.
Like, so many things have happened now. You know. But yeah, it's like I said, I view it as such a beautiful thing that we're a part of, man. And I'm still lucky to be part of. Like, in whatever shape or form, be it through podcasts, be it through if there's anybody writing articles, be it through like an overarching figure like the Holster who would like be selling like classic and antiques and collections. I was over at the Time Machine doing my doc for the album, and I found the Zone Fam trophies.
Oh snap!
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Hostel still got those in the phone, bro. Yo, fam, before I leave, Hostel, like I want my trophies, fam.
That stuff is like gold, man. Like I wanna see how I can be part of like reminding people how dope that was. You know what I mean? Because it was dope. No, I remember where I was when you guys won that album. Yeah, I remember what I was doing, what I was wearing. Like snap, they actually did it.
For y'all, it was that. Like,
You know what I mean?
we were like, look, I almost threw up on stage, bro.
Nigga,
you know what I mean?
I remember what you niggas wore.
Hey,
Like, I was
bro.
like, shit, these niggas actually did it. And we had to have one of us who did that. You know what I mean? It's like, if you look back at the whole story from crisis, pre-crisis to Zone Fam, 2-1, and all these like bright moments in Zambian hip hop, they're all necessary.
Yeah.
Like they all tie up to like Sampa the Great, and you know what I mean? It's a chain of events, you know? So for you to properly appreciate it, you have to know all those points of how it came together, because it's still beautiful, man. You don't have to be part of it.
And that's why I'm doing this series, man. That's why I'm doing this series.
That's the dopeness about podcasts.
Yeah,
and things like that. We get to
have like real conversations. But I'm still strong on the that you had quit.
Yeah, I was done.
What would you say brought you back? Because I don't like the idea of you quitting just...
Weirdly enough, Sangatembo. In a weird twist of events, right? Sangatembo was doing... There was this like BET campaign to get rappers on there. And Sangatembo just started this hashtag critic for BET 2020. I can't remember what year it was. And like it caught steam. And I was in Sanfia or Siavonga, I can't remember where I was. We're doing a holiday thing with the station. And they're like, yo, you're all over the internet, man. What's going on? What's going on? It was just tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet. So I was out there with one of my other guys, a guy called Benny Blow. And the next morning, we're having like a wake and bake, right? And the very next morning during the wake and bake, he's like, you know, man, you should rap again. You know what I mean? As simple as that. And I just didn't have any reason why I shouldn't. I would usually respond like, nah, man, I'm done with it. But I just... Yeah, you're right, bro. You know what I mean? So, got back to it.
Was there an announcement like that you made like when you were quitting?
For the ones that were listening, there was, right? Because I did it live on radio. I did it during my radio show. Yeah.
Okay.
But I had started as a B mic. And so on the day that I was promoted to an A mic, to the guy who's actually behind the console and everything, I chose to quit. Like, you know what? Let me focus on this. You know, because it was such a great moment. Like, I was having fun. Like, snap. I really don't think I'm going to get this kind of excitement from rap music anymore. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go full.
So you were like done. Like,
done, yeah.
You had given it up.
I was done, yeah. I love rap so much that I was even willing to just participate as someone watching.
From
in the crowd, yeah. Like, if I'm being honest, I prefer it like that. Like, I enjoy rap music more as if I'm not in it. You know, like I don't like being in the room when I'm being discussed in rap music. I don't want to be in that conversation.
It's gonna be very difficult. Like, your name has been in the top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5 MCs all the time, like every single time. Anybody who knows what time it is, we all know that your name is always up.
But I'm more interested in those other 4 guys. Or girls, if there's a girl in that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a fan of these people. These guys are like stars to me, man.
Yeah?
Like, you guys are like miraculous beings to me. Your stories, where you come from, that's what I'm...
Logo's talking.
That's what I'm interested on. Yeah, I came with a whole thing where I'm going to flip the interview. I'm going to flip it all back on you.
I need to scream.
So, Zone Fam, what are you guys doing?
Production. Like, what? Can we screen these people before like they walk in here, bro?
Nah, man, we cooling, man. No, but it's. I mean, isn't it passionate? Isn't it something beautiful that I'm talking about? Like,
nah, for real.
Zambian hip hop is beautiful, man.
No, like, I don't think people have that conversation though, because there's always like a moniker or like an image that everybody tries to portray. They don't know like the human beings, and the sacrifices that were made behind like making the movement. And okay, with that said, after your first album, you decided to quit, then you come back. What's the first thing that KRYTIC does on his path back to the mic?
I just started recording. I called up Super. I was like, yo, man, I want to make an album.
Shout out Superman.
Shout out the guy. Shout out the gang.
Yeah.
The whole gang. You know what I mean? I called Super and I was like, yo, man, I want to record. He's like, you're always welcome. And I just started recording. I was working with EDI, Eddie Mutema. And I can't remember. There was a couple of new cats that like fresh blood at the studio that time. And so we just started knocking out these records. 4 or 5 records in. It's like, it sounds like an album. So let's start patching it together.
We never could tell the difference between a mixtape and an album. This guy
I think the difference is like I actually put a little bit of effort in the promotion with the albums. Back then, mixtapes I'll just put out.
Yeah, they'll just go out there.
I remember once printed 5 CDs and gave them out, and like, yo, that's a mixtape.
That was it?
That's it. Y'all figured it out. You guguys have got PCs at Tunza. Figure this out.
Let it go out.
Bluetooth, Bluetooth stuff.
So what would you say was that one record after the whole quit thing? Like, what was that one record you like, that rekindled the flame back? Because I'm pretty sure when you're recording...
Good Night Text. I had a record with Killer. Killer did the chorus.
That was
I was so lucky because like that young man be flaming verses.
Yeah.
He just came with a chorus. I was like, thank you, Jesus.
That was it.
You shut up. I don't want to hear your verses, man. But yeah, that was the one that was like, okay, I think we're back on the bicycle now.
Yeah.
And around that time, I'd run into a guy called Chindi, who was like, he was also very instrumental in lighting that fire again because he had just come from out of the country and he wanted to set up his chefing business and things.
Yeah.
So when we linked up, it's like, yo, man, you're getting back into the rap. I'm getting into this situation. Let's go. So it was.
I already called him up though.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know we're pulling. Chindi, we're pulling up at yours, bro.
Yeah, we got a photo of you, like the whole gang, the burgers.
That was the first. Like the boys had just picked me up.
Yeah.
From the airport, and I've still got that picture.
Yeah, but that was like the fuel that led to me making that album again. It was the people who are around, and I've sort of carried that theme ever since. Like my music is now inspired more by the people around me. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, man. Like I don't feel vain enough to talk about myself anymore.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I feel more interested, like I'm saying, in other people's stories than in my own story.
How does that translate into your music though?
Because the African story is an African story is an African story. Like if I'm telling my story or your story, who cares, right? It's still an African story. That's
as long as we can all relate.
Yeah, that's the point of relatability. It's like we're trying to tell you what Africans think like, and that's kind of what I'm pushing with this album.
So now with the music, like the growth, because I feel like your delivery has always been crisp. From the beginning, that's what separated you from everybody else. It was like your delivery.
Not really. I don't think I was even the best rapper from my class. Like, that era.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think what helped me was the quality of music. I was lucky that I was at a studio which was like these guys were recording Ephraim, Suilanji, like big artists.
Whoa,
so I was getting high value production, and that translated when it went to radio.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because DJs would tell me your songs sound like songs. You know what I mean? And if you remember back then, the production was there was a war between the drums and the synth and the vocals, and the vocals were losing that war.
Horribly.
Badly.
Horribly.
So that's what I think pushed me a little bit towards radio and gave me a little bit more notoriety. I never thought it was about the skill, man. Like, our whole class was ill, bro.
Yeah, okay, but you're downplaying
our whole class. Yeah, but I don't think it was the skill. That's my point.
Yeah.
Everybody was ill. Bro, we were in the same class with 5, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Tim, 5, dope. What kind of vanity will I have to be like, man, I was there, this nigga? No. It's a class of killers, bro. Like, them niggas was crazy, bro. Like, you remember that Berg City on Lock 1 mixtape? That was just
for
killers.
Me, if you want to talk about, like, Zambian hip-hop, if that catalog is not in your discussion, then nah.
That was just killers. Like, how'd you have, like, the street bangers, like 2-1, like 2-1 in and of itself, not even like the version that I joined, 2-1 before me when it was like 2,000 niggas. And like, you know what I mean? It's like, there was just too many dope rappers at that time for you to think I'm the dopest. And I think it's why we clicked up so much. Because we all recognize like, oh man, you're dope, I'm dope, you're dope, you're dope. Let's just hang out as dope niggas.
Yeah, and I think that's hence the movement. Like, I think that's why there was such a strong movement.
Yeah, that's around the time we did that Zambian hip-hop movement. And we're doing the cypher. All these things were happening in the same environment.
Back to your statement, where for people who like put this stereotype that Zambian hip-hop is disorganized, people just running around. That was a lot of structure. A lot of structure in like, back then, like the movements that were put in place.
If you didn't diss Camster that bad at that freestyle battle that caused the fight. we would have had funding.
I do not apologize. I'm sorry. No, I do not apologize.
I remember I was in Ndola, and I remember hearing about that battle, and it was like the corporates was starting to creep closer.
Oh snap!
Right, and they were like, "Yo, hip hop, Zambian hip hop is going somewhere. These guys look organized." Then you had to go. You had to go and destroy Cam like that, which led to him going outside, starting a fight with the street bangers. They stomped him out, and the sponsors were like, "Man, we ain't doing this."
I feel like Tick is slandering me. Hold on. Let me defend myself. Look, back then, right? The same thing you're talking about, like the level of skill. In SA, there was a different type of rap that was going on at the time. It was very underground, very grimy, pull the sun and, put it in my back pocket, walk with the heat. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type we're on. This side, it was like smooth delivery, like,
Yeah, I always felt like we had you on the delivery somehow. It's like
hence I say, for me, that's what separated. For you, obviously, because of the people you're around, you don't hear it. But we didn't focus that much on the delivery, but more on the lyrical content. You know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly. So when I came here, like, people were bouncing, people were sliding on beats. I didn't know how to do that. All I knew was the aggressive
murder.
Street. You know what I mean? So now, shout out to Hosta.
Verbal assassin.
You know what I mean? So shout out to Hosta. Hosta was like, we need to introduce you to the Zambian scene. Like, so it's like, Verbal, you love freestyling
that man
and battles.
Needs a statue.
Bro, like,
that man needs a statue.
If we ever have a hip hop hall of fame, like, Hosta should be the first inductee, bro. You know what I mean? So
Price is gonna beef with him over that, but but I'll pay to watch. I'll pay to watch.
I ain't getting in the middle of all of that, but so like Hosta was like, this is your chance, bro. Like, everybody is watching. Like, there's your opponent.
The thing.
Go for his neck. So it was Hosta's fault.
All right.
I was a victim.
Cool. I
was a victim.
I believe you, man.
You should.
I believe you.
Slandering my name on my own part.
Didn't you diss Crisis too? But
first of all, like, I feel like we're losing control of this interview right now, bro.
All right, back on track. Let's get back on track. Let's get back on track.
Now for you, bro, like, how many albums did you say you have, bro? Because first of all, there's a discussion, just so you know.
There's
a discussion between your mixtapes and your albums. We cannot tell the difference, bro. Outside of the marketing, obviously, like, there's a certain
There's a very obvious difference in that on my mixtapes, sometimes I use beats that are not mine.
Oh, okay.
For me would be the thing that differentiates a mixtape and an album. On that, and when I focus on albums, I'm making everything. It's mine. But on a mixtape, I can jump on a rock song, a popular rock song, or whatever. That's my distinction, I think. So from that perspective, I think I've got 4 albums.
Yeah.
5 albums. 5.
Name them out, bro.
Yeah, so let's see. That's Best Before Forever, Artist Tick, Vision.
Okay, but wait. Before you continue, when you got to...
That's just 3. Yeah, I've only got 3 albums.
Nah, IMITY.
IMITY is a mixtape.
Yeah.
It was put out for free, and not all the beats are mine. It's a mixtape. It was put out for free. IMITY 2 is going to be an album.
How is that... So you saying IMITY is a mixtape?
Yeah, IMITY is a mixtape. There's a couple of beats on there that are not mine.
Nah,
singing my song.
Come on.
I kept on singing my song. That's not my beat. I found it on YouTube. I was like, nice beat. Jumped on it, recorded it. That's why I don't put it on DSPs.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the reason. I don't put a lot of my mixtapes on DSPs because I don't own the music.
You do know, like, for some of us, like, that's like one of your best albums, even though you're calling it a mixtape.
Tough titty.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, man, thanks. I also, it's my most streamed album. I mean, most streamed project. IMITY Kula 1.
We thought it's an album.
The reason it's my most streamed project is because it was free. You know what I mean?
To the people at Robert Cartel Music, you got the serious problem here.
It was super duper. Like, I was putting it out to promote. I had this cycle I'd do where it's like mixtape album. So I was putting it out to promote Vision. Vision was gonna drop after that.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had these like leftover records, and then I stitched them together.
That's how you got it together.
That was all recorded in one session at DJ Mzengaman's joint. He called me over for a feature, and I was like, "Yo, can I use the remaining studio time to finish my album?" He's like, "How many songs you got done?" I'm like, "None." Like, okay, how much time do you need? I said 2 hours. Recorded it, left the vocals with him, went back home. He sent back the mixtape.
Are you serious?
Yeah, if you listen to it, there's like his logo on the beats. Like I record very quickly.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You know, so yeah, it was all recorded in one session, like quick, fast, like a by the way.
So one of your classics, you saying, is a mixtape.
Yeah.
So what was the visual idea behind? Because I noticed, like, by the time you got to IMITY, like
I started just using my face.
Yeah, like there was like a visual switch. Like there's like a different angle, like creative direction that you took with that.
I would credit that to Bachi. Right, I was working at a place called Do Some Magic at that time, and they were like a media house, and Bachi was also working there. So he was one of the people I was working with on a lot of my designs, like the album cover, the music video ideas, even like my dressing at that time was him. He was like my guy at that time, just hooking me up with all the ideas and creative stuff.
We could see the switch because there was like a different like art direction.
I mean, that was the beginning of dreadlock tick, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're paying attention, you know what the switch was.
Yeah.
You know?
Nah, those who know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. But yeah, around that time is when I started looking at music like that, started like reading, doing, you know what I mean? Looking more at the artistic value of how much you put into music.
What would you say is like the direction that you're on now? Because I'm still trying to come to terms with the fact that you say IMITY is a mixtape. Like, I think that's gonna piss off a lot of people, bro.
Why?
No, because like
nothing was the same was a mixtape.
Come on, bro.
Right?
Come on.
You can just say like it's a dope mixtape.
Nah.
Nothing was the same was a mixtape.
I don't know. The way you pushed IMITY was different though. Like
it had a visual.
Like it was overwhelming. Yeah, it was overwhelming.
And also because it was free. I keep telling you, that was the angle I went with. Everybody was putting stuff on DSPs. And I was like, I'm going to put this on one platform and make it free. And the platform I chose was AudioMac at that time.
Yeah.
I put it on AudioMac, made it free. It's like, just stream this thing. You know? So I funneled all my listeners to one platform.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Whereas people were spreading out their listeners over various DSPs. Me, it was like, first day, boom, 80,000 listeners. And that already hits people in the face. They're like, oh, this must be dope. So they...
Which jumps to my next question, dog. Like, didn't the reaction to IMITY like catch you off guard? Because like...
No.
Because even the rollout was different, bro. Like, people... It was midnight, yes?
Yes.
It was, I remember...
It was all planned. The day before it was 8th August 2001.
Yeah.
Right? The next day was going to be my birthday. Every artist in the world gets traffic on their birthday. So I was like, we're dropping this thing on my birthday. Like, I'd analyzed the whole thing. There was no mistakes, no nothing. Had a little event in the evening for my birthday, pictures.
For your mixtape.
For my mixtape. Here's a hack. If you're an artist out there, drop something on your birthday. You've done it before.
Yeah, but it wasn't a full project.
Yeah, no, like, but it's just...
I used to annoy people. I'll drop a single and vanish.
Yeah, whatever it is. You could drop a picture, a Bitcoin, whatever you want to drop on your birthday. Like, just there's traffic on your birthday. People are on your page. There's a lot of your name is being reposted. So imagine just hashtag that with
an actual full-on project. Okay, so now talk to us about IMITY 2.
IMITY 2 is an album.
I can't with this guy, bro.
It's my most detailed work to date. You know, like you've noticed, I do a lot of my stuff like haphazardly. Like we've discovered, IMITY 1 was just one session, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm like, okay, what does it look like when you lock in and sit on this album for 1 year and chip away, take away stuff, put things back, and blah, blah. It's the longest I've been in the lab with the project.
I've heard some of the records.
And you see, you only arrive at that after like sitting in the... I mean, some of the features on this thing are very interesting.
I'm just gonna throw like one name here, nah. Just like who you featuring?
I could give a name. Who could I?
I'm fishing for an exclusive.
What name could
Exclusive.
I give? It has to be big. All right.
Exclusive.
You know what? Let's just. You have to go fast. Chef 187's on the album.
Hey. Hey,
And
that's whoa. That's
somebody who I only have one other record with, and that record was done like 15 years ago. So it's been a while since we worked on a record.
That's together. A major lock-in. That's a major lock-in.
It's one of my proudest features, bro. Obviously he's the guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's the golden child of Zambian hip hop. Like we're saying, this whole story of Zambian hip hop. He's the golden child. He's the one who it leads into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's the one who got it like 100,000% right.
Yeah.
The people love him. He can do no wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So much so that he goes up against establishments.
Which is unheard of.
He's the golden child. He won Z hip hop. Let's stop debating. We can move on. He's the golden child, at least for this era. You know what I mean? So
I like the fact that he's so dope as well. Outside of him just being the golden
and that's
child,
why he's the golden child.
There,
right? He's not just hype.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even on the collab that we got, like his opening line is like, "Yo, when the killers come out, I come out too, bro. Like I come to rap." You know what I mean? I'm like,
come on,
let's go.
Come on.
You know, that's definitely one of the ones I'm looking forward to people hearing. You know, his brother was very gracious to me as well. Makitu was very, very gracious to me. Like that's, if I could have a moment to just shout out to him in particular, especially like the time we're recording this right now is RIP Dandy Crazy.
RIP Dandy Crazy.
Just watching what Makitu has evolved into in the Zambian hip hop and entertainment sphere.
Yeah.
You know, is like really taking up this position of like, he's like a pseudo Hove to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Like he's our Hove, where it's like he can put you in a position.
Yeah.
If he so wants.
Yeah.
You know, and he's so generous with those positions he puts people in. That nigga's got no business giving me a verse. You know what I mean? Like he's doing serious shit. That nigga's got no business sending me a verse. You know? Another person I would obviously hint at is 76 Drums is on the album as well.
What?
Yeah, we got 76 on there as well, so it's gonna be a...
How many of y'all got such exclusives, huh? How many of y'all?
It's gonna be a very interesting year, you know, because this also came about a lot because you were pressuring me to get these names on these records.
It's a different hat that I wear.
You know,
but
in the other world.
In the other world, yeah.
Yeah, but obviously because I also want people to see me as more than just Mr. Rappity Rap. Like, you keep telling me, like, I've proven that already. Like you know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, everyone who knows, top 5, I know I'm gonna see your name in the mix.
Fine,
and then I know, obviously, there's always going to be a debate, but the fact still remains. The main constant is that, you know what I mean? Like, the names are always there.
It's the group.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and I love it that it's one class that those names come from. You know what I mean? I'm so proud that it's our class. Like, regardless of who it is, I don't even mind if I'm not in the list. You know, I'm like, as long as a majority of that list is from my class, I'm like, we got busy, bro. We still get busy. Like, you can call anybody. You can call a BMAC. You can call 5-4. They'll get busy.
Probably flame you on a record if you're not careful.
Watch yourself.
You know what I mean?
Watch yourself. I was just with Dope G a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, you still don't listen, huh?
Yeah.
There's still a violent chat.
Yeah, that's another one there.
Yeah. It's the class, like I'm saying. Like, there's no misses in that class. It's just solid. Like, the best, that's the golden era of Zambian hip hop, in my opinion. You know, that's the golden era of Zambian hip hop. If we were ever to look back and say, what's the golden era of Z hip hop? It's definitely like 2007 to 2000 to the Africa Cup. Right?
That was a beautiful period.
That was the era, man. If you were in Zambian hip hop at that time, man, you were in the golden era. You got to see, like, wow, like from hip hop to Rock Your Block to Hip Hop Express, all these radio shows popping up. I mean, to R.I.P. Sushmatics, to the personality of radio DJs changing into these rappers. Like, if you look back at it, the dopest DJs on radio were rappers.
We're rappers at some point, yeah.
Right? Thrillmatic, the late Kaliwa, like all these guys were MCs. Gesh Groove.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they're rappers.
Shout out Mandiva, R.I.P.
Mandiva, you know, all these guys were rappers. And Exile. Right. Oh, by the way, another feature on the album. Another feature on the album. I got Israel a rap verse from Israel.
A rap verse.
A rap verse.
You mean Israel, like the
so the record is like
the vocalist
featuring Israel and Exile.
What?
Yeah, we got a rap verse on that. Yeah.
So when is this project coming out? I don't know which version of myself I'm asking you as, but you know what I'm saying?
What question is this?
When is this project coming out?
I mean, February or March, right? Like, because you're privy to this, what the direction has been is we want to solidify the visuals, because also I feel like this project can only be told well with the assistance of visuals. You know, it's like I said, it's a very detailed journey musically, so I want the assistance of visuals, and that's what we've been compiling over the last 365 days and some change, you know. So to give you a date, I would say between February 1st and June 1st.
It's in the universe now.
Yeah,
So
between February 1st and June 1st.
What is it? Is it a mixtape?
It's an album.
Is it an album?
Yeah, it's an album.
It's an
definitely,
album?
Yeah, it's definitely a full-length album, and it's going to have a deluxe.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Like, it's a full-length album. It's got a documentary that we've shot for it. It's got visuals that we've shot for it. Like, all of this will be explained properly.
Is this, would you say this is like the build-up to like a final evolution?
Oh, no. I'm looking at the next one. Like, I've had a plan for how I want to wrap up my career for like the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, I've always known, like, okay, you're going to do these last like couple of projects towards the end, and I can guarantee you we are well into the evening of that process, you know. So, because I want to step into, like, you know, other stuff. But yeah, I'm already on the next thing. We're already recording a few demos. We got a few things worked out already, you know. I'm excited about my next album already. Already, yeah. Like, the sound that we're gonna work on.
You said album.
Yeah, it's definitely an album.
Yeah?
Definitely an album. Now I'm very, very obvious between, I call my mixtapes EPs. So, like, a Copper Belt Story is an EP. Mid-Morning Marauders is an EP. These are things I've been dropping.
Mid-Morning Marauders was bananas.
It was an EP.
A combination of rock beats and KRYTIC.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I felt really bad because he isn't on this album. Right?
Oh,
Black
really?
Logic jandered everybody. He was like, no. It's me. It's my time to shine. I've not given you beats for 10 years, so I'm making all the beats. I was like, I gotta respect it.
I have to respect it. I have to respect it. The man put his stamp down and
he was like, no, we're not getting, not even, that's why I've got a deluxe coming. Because I'm like, yo, I have to work with some other people, please, I beg. It's like, yeah, on the deluxe. It's like, shit. Yes.
So tell us about that connection there between you and
Black Law.
Yeah.
Black Logic was like So Good alumni. He was signed to So Good back in the day, but he was only around as a producer.
Oh, okay.
And he was only around for like a small stint of time, and then he left and went to Abu Dhabi. So this whole time he had been in Abu Dhabi. So around last year or some change, beginning of last year, or was it the previous year, he calls me. He's like, yo, I'm coming back to Z. I've got a gang of beats. What's the story? You know, I'm like, let's set up. Turns out he's got this whole mobile studio thing going, so we can record from different places. So we just started having braais and recording songs. Man.
Explains the images we're seeing.
Yeah.
We're just
Just moving around the place.
You know, I was putting you on blast. I'm like, you're supposed to be working.
I was working. I was working. Like, man, I'm at the age where it's like, why do you have to be in the small room with the 4,000 niggas and the cigarette smoke? Like, there's gray hair in my head now, bro. Like, I want to have fun doing this stuff. So
Yeah.
if I can go and record while having a braai, I'm going to record while having a braai. You know what I mean? If I can go record in the forest where it's like open air.
Just so you know, he's not just saying that for the sake of it. Like, this man was actually recording while at a braai.
Yeah, equipment, technology. Right? That's the whole point of all this technology developing and advancing, so that you can do some of these things. I saw J Cash at the water with the 2 speakers out there, and I was like, he gets it.
Yeah.
There's a freedom to being out there and creating.
I don't know. I feel like for us is I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this statement. I can see it already. I can see it already. Us as Africans, there's a certain connection we have with nature that we can't explain.
Yeah. So that's why also like IMITY was deliberately recorded in that fashion. It's because there's something about trees. Right?
Yeah.
There's something about how long they live, how much they see. See in quotes, right? Because obviously they don't have
We're
eyes.
talking decades on decades.
Yeah. These things are like Ngombele Day, the tree that the tourists go to see, is a tree that has been there for hundreds of years, man. Slaves were sold in front of it. You know what I mean? So that's sort of the perspective that I was going into with this album. It's like, it's called IMITY, but now let's give IMITY to the real meaning of trees and how it represents Africa. So you've got this angle of conservation as well, because like, if we can't conserve the environment, we can't conserve our stories. Because that's where they are, right? It's in the paintings, on the rocks and things like that. So if you take away that rock, that story's gone. You know what I mean? So I've also tied it into a little bit of conservation of culture and nature, you know, and also just redevelopment of the African mind state. Like, what are we thinking about? What's on our mind? Is it braais? Is it bombs? Is it, you know what I mean? Like, what are Africans spending their time thinking about? Because you can see it when you turn on the TV or when you open your Facebook. You're like, oh, we're a bunch of idiots. You know what I mean? Like, just keep it $100. Like, you want to complain about the economy and things like that, but what is the general populace doing on the daily? Because economics it's a numbers game. You know?
We out here wilding.
We're doing dumb shit.
We're out here wilding.
Yeah, so that's also my little like effort in getting Africans, like, if you can start thinking like this, maybe it will send you in this direction. Zambians in particular, Africans in general, obviously. It's like, we have similar problems. You know what I mean? Definitely. We've got similar problems. Like, I look across the border there to SA, and I'm like, oh, that's going on over there as well.
Yeah.
You look at Zim, we have similar problems.
General story, basically.
You know what I mean? The wound was caused by the same knife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's just showing off now. Now he's just trying to flex.
If you want to keep it a buck. So maybe our remedy for that wound could be in unity as well. Right? And seeing each other like, oh, if we've got that issue and you've got that issue, how do we deal with it together? You know, as opposed to always crying for, no, we want a knife from outside. It's like, we also make knives. I mean, it got violent there for a second. But
the wild child is doing there.
The metaphor became dangerous a bit. But yeah, like, there's a lot of that in my album where it's like, I want Africans to really think about themselves and what they want to be remembered for.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. What do you have a favorite record?
No, never. I'll not be that foolish.
Yeah.
You can't do that, man. Like, I've sat with these songs for a year, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't.
All
like,
of them have got different sentimental.
Yeah, all of them are beautiful,
them,
man. Like, even just imagine sitting with a record for 1 year. The memories the song already has before I release it. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
By the time it goes out there...
Yeah, like, that's when it will become for you guys. But, like, so far, it's already... Like, there's memories attached to these records. Especially because of how they were recorded. You know, what over at someone's house, something got said. It became a memory. It was a laughing moment, you know. And, like, you know, that's how I'm enjoying recording music now.
Yeah.
Like, it's more fulfilling that way than just bring the paper and then write and then kill them niggas in the bars. And, you know, it's like, we can kill them niggas in the bar. I don't think I've killed one nigga in a bar on this album.
For real?
Maybe Cam. Maybe Cam. And I already put that record out. I said, Cam came for me but your man froze. Tell these fruity niggas that your man goes. Like that's it. That's the only. You know, that's the only like kill them niggas bar. The rest of it is like, you know, we're Africans and we're amazing and we should always be amazing. Cam had to get it. He was wilding.
But why?
He was wilding.
Why did he have to get murdered like that?
He was wilding. On a soulful beat. I found it in my heart. I found the hate on a soulful beat.
Cam, I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
I heard the record before it came out and I was like, oh well.
I'm not sorry. Niggas are lucky that this interview isn't about the real shit. You're lucky. I've grown up this week. This week. I'll be back next week. But yeah. So yeah, it's a beautiful diary entry in the KRYTIC log of albums.
That seems to be the main thing or theme that I've picked up from it. It's like you were documenting different periods of what you were going through.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that music?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You had a whole project called COVID
Files.
Yeah. You know,
it wasn't fun though.
Our job is not fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As artists, our job is just to tell the truth. Our job isn't to have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No. We get to have fun sometimes, like.
But there's times when it gets
Party
like real.
Like I was thinking about, somebody was telling me how they were trying back in the day. They were explaining to me how their daughter sort of got spoiled to Vitumbua.
Whoa.
The record, you know what I mean? And it's like it reinforced in my mind, like, oh, this isn't fun. You know what?
What do they? Sheesh.
Yeah. What does that even mean?
What does that mean?
Right? What does that mean? It's like, no, your song ruined my daughter.
Whoa.
And I'm like, I don't know what you mean. It was about food. You know what I mean? It was about food. But how did we get to this level? You know, but that's what I mean. We owe such a responsibility to the listener for what we say, what we do. That's one thing. That it can't be fun.
That's one thing Dope tells me all the time.
Yeah.
That's one thing Dope tells me all the time. Is like, yeah, you need to watch your mouth when you're out there, because there's people actually listening to you.
Yeah.
It's such a foreign concept though. Like because like most of the times music comes from like a personal place. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you don't care about who's listening at that time. You just want to get it out because it's heavy on you.
Man, like, you think that your inbox is a normal inbox. Still people start, and trigger warning, people start offering themselves in your inbox.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, man, can you help me with it? And then someone else is messaging like, yo, that person is no longer here. Like, what?
Yeah, I've had.
That's like, for you to be an artist, especially in Africa, I think one thing they should add to it is like some kind of psychological help. Because we carry a lot on our shoulders on the daily, and you're walking around here acting like it brings me back to that picture of Makitu. Right? Like, that's what I was thinking about. Like, yo, somebody needs to talk to Guy, you know what I mean? Because like, he's shouldering a lot.
Yeah, I can
then
imagine.
You think about how much has he been shouldering. If
all this time,
all this time, it's like, you know, artists need like a lot of help, especially psychological help, because it's not easy entertaining people.
Unfortunately, we're in an era now where people just don't care, man. People just don't care.
Yeah, we're disenfranchised to it because it's become such a buzzword. Mental health, this. Mental health,
it's just like, you know, cool. Sometimes used as an excuse or just a way for them to dance around the concept of them doing something they're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah. That's something that I've enjoyed doing on this album, right? That was also in particular the reason that I recorded it the way I did, around my friends, around people I love, you know what I mean? Because like I say, the job of a rapper in particular in the entertainment space is like channeling a lot of darkness a lot of the time. Right? You rarely write happy records. You know what I mean?
Especially when you're going through something like the buzz get dark.
I mean,
quickly.
The only rapper who's been known for being the happy guy is Chance the Rapper, and you niggas don't like him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because the country
He's too happy. You can't relate. You have to be angry and sad and you know, and depressive. But I was trying to find a way to be like, how can we channel all that into triumphant music? Like, if we're talking about the African space, how about we talk about the stuff that's special about us? And the best way to attain that is to watch a bunch of Africans having fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Or we know how to have fun with it.
So I
with all the pain and scars we have.
I light up the braai. I get the guys there, you know, and I've got the thing recording in the back.
So it's actually you just having a visual representation of what you want to talk about.
Yeah, it's just getting the raw materials from the people themselves. Like, why do I have to go and read in a book about Africans when I know a bunch of Africans? You know what I mean? So, like, fire up the braai, man. Let's have a good time. Someone cracks a joke, yo, let's hit the stew.
You seem to be very excited about this project, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little scared as well. It's very different. I don't think people have ever heard me like this. So there's that slight nervousness where people might be like, man, the fuck is this shit? Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's just nervousness. I assume the nervousness of like a parent hoping their kid has a good first day at school. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it is. Like, I'll be fine. Ultimately,
sending one of your kids into the world.
Yeah, because like I know how special they are. Yeah, you know what I mean. I was there when they were just a snare. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when they were sick, when they were just a kick. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like, and that's another tricky part about putting out music in like Africa. Yeah. It's like, do you even know what it took to make this? You in the comment section.
I feel like it's harder. You know? It's harder.
Yeah, so, and that's why I've also taken like a little step away from social media because
there's
a lot of crazy people on the internet. Shout out to the people who support.
Misery loves company, but, unfortunately.
I'm a strong believer that, especially in Africa, you need an aptitude test before you can own a social media platform.
His smartphone.
Yeah, no, you have to be smart to own a smartphone. Because those are the people who become dangerous on the internet. Those are the people who incite violence and all these things. They're not smart with a smartphone. That's dangerous things happening. You know, I'm a huge advocate. Like Elon Musk, whoever the hell it is, like figure out a little test.
Limit
test. And like the lower the score you get on that test, the less access you have to features of this application. Some of you should only be able to like shit. Some of you should only have a like button. That's all you have. As soon as you log in, like. Because you're bugging, man. You're bugging. People are working extra hard and you're showing up on the internet with like your 2-second opinion. Yeah, you know what I mean? Bad, poor opinion, wrong brain, terrible fingers, smartphone. It can't work. You know what I'm saying? It just can't work, bro. Yeah, I hate coming on here and making you laugh like this. This will be the clip. Last time it was split sheets.
And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Now we're back. You know.
No, but you know what? Like it's so dope. Like to see like the transformation from like what you were to who you are now. Like it's beautiful to watch, man.
Thanks, man. I don't feel like I've changed much though. You know.
You karma.
Yeah. And
you karma.
If you're paying attention, you know why.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like beyond that, I don't think I have changed much. Like it's still that kid you met who loves rap music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's been a constant.
You know, I still like if you like me and Tim have been trying to do a project for so long, but when we get together, we just fan out about rap for so long that no one gets to turn the mic off.
Y'all are annoying to be around, bro. Jeez. Sometimes we're trying to switch off and unwind, you know, because that double entendre, we're like,
I totally understood why J. Cole and Kendrick never did that album.
Yeah,
we even had a convo with Tim and I was like, you know, we're never gonna do an album. You and I, we'll feature on things, but it will be too difficult. For you and I to sit down and like, yo, and let's rap.
Both of you are perfectionists, so to get both of you to lock in at the same time, that's gonna be something else.
So I'd rather like, yo, let's just chill and talk about the new J. Cole, the new Kendrick or whatever. He must be having a gas because the Kendrick guy. Oh man, this must be his time.
Before it even kicked off, he just sent me. There's a picture of Kendrick where he looks like demented. He's staring into the camera. You know what I mean? And Tim just said, he's like, why would you want to go against someone like this? You know,
they should have asked Cam that, but you know. They really should have. But
the man is on the floor, bro. Stop kicking. Stop kicking.
He moved a bit.
Hey.
He moved a bit. I saw his eye to it.
Is he alive?
Is he alive? I don't like it. I don't like that.
And that's exactly how we're gonna close it off. So one more time, let us know when the project, when to expect
between
it.
February 1st and June 1st. Somewhere there.
So particularly for this particular episode, man, like you guys must pay attention to the beginning, pay attention to the end. That's all I'm gonna say. We're on some Marvel tip now,
got
you know what I mean?
things.
When just because it's done doesn't mean it's done, you know what I mean? So pay attention.
Snap! I got an Easter egg. That's hard, man. That's
you
hard.
the first one to have an
That's
Easter egg
hard.
on the
That's
show.
hard. Marvel
you know what I mean?
things, Marvel
Come
things,
on,
marvelous.
come on.
Speaking of which, Prince Marvel's on the album too. But
That's another exciting
I'm trying to lock that guy in the studio one of these days, but he's making too much
good,
money.
like I was about to say,
too much
yeah,
money.
Marv don't need all that.
Yeah,
Marv
I saw him
don't
at the
need all
Man
that.
of the Year awards. I was like, that nigga ain't never gonna rap again, nigga.
Marv, keep getting your paper. Don't
Get
listen to
your
these
paper.
rappers,
Don't listen
bro.
to us
Don't listen to these
angry rappers.
Tik has got a whole bunch of music out there. You already know
Coming
what to
through.
do. You know what I'm saying? Go to his socials. What are your
Documentary
socials?
at KRYTIC worldwide. Because I was thinking it's the old one.
Yeah.
So KRYTIC, then worldwide.
He's
Across
got
all the
his
platforms.
documentary coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Production out here answering calls mid-shoot,
we
bro.
got merch.
I mean,
We got a series coming out. There's gonna be like stuff all over social media. We've got live shows planned out. There's something super duper dope that we're doing with like what you call those people, like a theater group.
oh snap,
There's something super duper dope that we're doing. Like I'm really excited to translate my music into that medium.
like type of visuals.
Yeah. So you're gonna see a lot more of me this year. I promise, I swear. I know I say that every year, but I swear this year I'm not going away because like I said, it's towards the evening of this whole thing, and I want to do it properly, you know, and that's why the album has taken this long because we're just trying to package it properly.
Make sure that everything is right.
It's Ersky.
Tik,
Cheers, my guy.
thanks for coming through, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
You know
This
what I
has been fun.
Yeah.
This has been fun. It's gonna cause a lot of controversy, but here we go.
Start screening the people coming
we
in.
go.
You already know what it is, man. This is the PodHouse. This is your favorite room. Love.
Peace.